You go on YouTube and everyone out there. So I'm just putting up this video. I was sent to it by a sub. Her name is Debbie Dyer. If you go through on YouTube, I'll have the link in the description below to go check her channel out. She has a few interesting things that she's caught on video camera herself, actually recorded inside of the Matrix, that are things that shouldn't exist. So I urge you to go have a look at her channel and check it out. So the credit for this discovery of the Mandela effect goes 100% to Debbie. And to me, I've never heard of it. I've never heard of the existence of it. I've never heard of the beginning of the prototype, start of the project. Never heard of it on the news, nothing like that. So to me, this is a giant Mandela effect, as we know that if we actually knew it was in our own existence, we would have heard about it on the news. We would have heard about the beginning of the project. We would have heard about it on Discovery Channel or something like that over the time periods of the years that have passed. So to me, it's 100% new. So leave your own opinion. Tell me what you think, if it's a Mandela effect for you or not. And the book itself this week is going into the first prototype run. So I should have a prototype to be able to show people on the channel soon in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes open and your ears open, and pop in and check it out when it's ready. And peace, love and respect to all, and I'll catch you soon when I've got the prototype. All right,
London seemed just a stone's throw away for people visiting the Brooklyn Bridge on its 125th anniversary. And Londoners near the Tower Bridge, well, they could see a tree grow in Brooklyn, all thanks to a visionary artist and to telectroscopes. The telectroscopes, one set on each side of the pond, allow people to see and communicate with their counterparts in real time via fiber optic imaging.
It was fantastic. It was just like having a proper window on England again. That sort of familiar, a little sight of, little pocket of something familiar right down here on the just by New York. Kind of can turn, look at one skyline, look at the other. It's nice to see the two together like that.
Paul St. George devised the art display because of his fascination with illusion and reality, optical effect and perception. Peter Coleman, who helped set up the exhibit, revealed its simplicity.
We have all this technology. People are still amazed to see one another just standing there looking through this device. And they're excited, and they hold up little signs, and they communicate. There's no audio. And they communicate, and they look at each other, and they call each other on a cell phone. You can speak to one another that way. And that's what it's all about, something different, something unusual.
And in the age of computer teleconferencing and on-the-go mobile communications, getting folks to stand still, even for a moment, is a feat in and of itself, let alone on two sides of the Atlantic. Diane Kepley, The Associated Press.
I'm Andy Jordan in Brooklyn, New York, USA, at the opening of a massive tunnel that runs all the way from here in Brooklyn to London, and through a complex system of mirrors lets people achieve what they call the suppression of absence, and it's called the Telectroscope.
That's one way of looking at it, circa the turn of the last century, when an eccentric Victorian engineer was trying to create a strange contraption involving lenses and mirrors, a visual amplifier through a long tunnel stretching from London to New York. Though other contraptions like it formed precursors to the television, this particular device and tunnel never got built until now. Substitute fiber optics for lenses and mirrors. The temporary art installation at either end of the pond does not include sound, but lets people write on big whiteboards, and the questions can be really deep.
It's sunny here in 17 degrees Celsius. How is the weather in London? Come say, Ezekiel.
What's great apart from the sun?
Clearly, she's not thought of the New York treasure that is the Sex and the City bus tour. Weather is, of course, a bone of contention, and there are typical cross-the-pond pranks, somehow typically funnier to the Brit.
Made you look.
The original idea, an optical device that can traverse the distance, became an obsession for and later drove mad that scientist, Alexander Stanhope St. George. He died insane, with the tunnel never completed. But through modern technology that honors the visionary tech of the time, that scientist's great-grandson took drawings he found from his grandmother's attic and built the Telectroscope, version 2008.
People at that time were inventing. It was almost as if they didn't know that some things were impossible. They tried everything, flight, cinema.
But the modern invention is a cultural marker of this digital age in its own right.
That's her mom.
That's my mother and my sister and my new nephew. That little baby in there, little baby Charlie, is her great-grandson.
There he is.
Oh, look at that! Look at
son. Come closer to me, Peppa.
Are you nervous?
Oh, it's a little. He told me he was excited to see me, though.
This young lady has high hopes for the Telectroscope.
Well, I guess I'm hoping he'll come back to New York and maybe we'll be more than friends, but I'm not sure if that's going to work out.
Deirdre made a Telectroscope appointment with Jimmy, who has, until now, just been a friend. He doesn't use email very much. But she was trying to think of a way to ask him on a date when he comes to New York.
So you couldn't ask him for a real date, like by email? That would have been weird.
Oh no, that would have been totally weird.
It's easy to be nice when all you have are written signs, but I wanted to cheat and hear. So I sent my London colleague Tom Bemis down to the London end to see how this sign is received.
I think that's pretty much over for Clinton, huh?
It's never over till it's over.
Who should I vote for
She wants
to be president?
Made up her mind yet. I don't think we can do it for her. It's a bit desperate asking people on the other side.
And the moral lesson of the modern Telectroscope?
I'm Andrew Jordan at the opening of a...
Perhaps sometimes it is better to be seen
at the
and not
opening-
heard. ViewTube, anyone?
I'm Andy Jordan in Brooklyn,
Anyone?
New York, USA, at the opening of a...